What's up, everybody? Hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. Hope everybody enjoyed it. Um, so apparently Beyond the Gates, like Canada is like 3 days ahead with Beyond the Gates. Like they got Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday's episode. So I said to hell with it. I might as well, get into it, recap all of them. So I can get that out the way. So that way I ain't gotta do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I can do it early. Um, So thank you, Canada. I know some people are not happy about that, getting it 3 days ahead. I get it, but what can you do? Um, US, they got to preempt it because of Thanksgiving break, stuff that's been going on. The day after Thanksgiving, they be having football games and all that type of stuff going on, parades. So, of course, it's going to be preempted. Um, but anyway, getting into this episode, this is Monday, December 1st episode. Um, Bill, I have no sympathy for Bill. And I was surprised when he popped up at the Dupree mansion. And he came there basically to reminisce with Vernon about the past. Like, oh, I can remember us, gathering around the grand piano and like just being all nostalgic and stuff. And Vernon, it was throwing Vernon off because Vernon was like, what the hell done made you all nostalgic? Like, why you reminiscing? Because Bill missed that family. We all saw it on Thanksgiving the way he was. He kept staring at the Dupree table. Like, it was very noticeable. He couldn't take his eyes off that family because he missed being a part of it. He missed Danny. He want that old thing back. But see, the problem with Bill is he's never going to admit defeat. Or he's never going to concede. He's never going to admit that he fucked up. He did admit that, he has regrets. He did admit that. He got some regrets. But now he's still trying to claim Haley is his life and she just want to be accepted into the community, be a part of the community. And I'm just like, Bill, that's, what? Nobody has to accept your wife into the community. That's what he don't understand. People don't have to accept Haley. They probably never will. It is what it is. And if Haley is your life, why you kept staring at the Dupree table? Why you worried about what they doing? Why you over there reminiscing with your ex-in-law? Your ex-father-in-law. Why do all of that if Haley is your life? I don't feel bad for him. I really don't. I don't feel bad for Bill at all because when Danny tried to get him back, he was so cruel. I remember the day of his wedding, Danny went to his hotel room to try to get him back. He was so cruel to her, humiliated her. And now you want to be jealous because she moved the hell on with her life finally? Because you know what he wanted? He wanted Danny to keep pining away from him. He wanted Danny to keep being jealous and making a scene, to get his reaction, to get a rise out of him. That's what he loved. But now that she's paying him dust, he don't like it. He don't like the fact that she's moving on. He can't stand it. He cannot stand it. Now he's starting to feel all nostalgic. Talking about something, when things were great between me and Danny, they were great until they weren't. But did you really try to fix it? You messed up that marriage. I mean, if you and Danny were having problems, why not try to fix it when y'all were married? Instead, you had several affairs. So I'm glad that Vernon not taking it easy on Bill. Vernon let him know. He was like, don't come around here with all that nostalgic stuff now. He was like, you knew the consequences. When you did what you did and still chose to live behind the gates, you knew the consequences of what was going to happen. You knew people were going to shun you. You knew people was going to shun your wife. You knew that. And Vernon let him know that he was never going to forgive him for what he did to Danny. And the fact that he not only broke Danny's heart, but shit, he broke Anita and Vernon's heart. Because they really did care about him at one point. And for him to go and do what he did, that was foul. So don't come around here with all that nostalgia talk. It ain't gonna work, brother. You can forget that. Vernon wasn't feeling him. Vernon ain't had no care in the world for what he was talking about. Vernon said, it's too late for all these regrets that you got. It's a little too late, brother. And that's all it is. He just mad because he can't have Danny. And he want her. He just don't want to admit it. So anyway, moving on from that. Vanessa is in her bag right now. Vanessa is in her madam bag at this point. She over there, and two of the women that she was talking to are from, what's that show? The Real Housewives of Potomac. Giselle Bryant and Wendy Efeso, whatever her name is. Handing them, her business card and stuff and telling them about an app. They thought it was like a shopping app. It's for the escort service. I think it was called a heart attack or something like that. Heart attacks, something like that. Um, Danny walked in and Danny was wondering. She was like, "What you doing?" She was like, "You out here drumming up business?" Because Danny was like, "That's not like you to be sitting out here, handing out business cards and stuff." Because Vanessa's that girl when it come to real estate. So Danny was like, "What the hell you doing?" So once Danny found out what she really doing, Danny was appalled. Danny was like, "Your ass is a madam." Danny was shook. She said, "Bitch, you a madam now?" She was like, "That's basically prostitution. What you doing?" Like, she was judging Vanessa up and down. Vanessa was not here for it. She was like, "Listen," she was defending that shit left and right. Vanessa was like, I'm just providing a service. First of all, she said it's legit. She said, "Should I file taxes on it? It's legit. It ain't nothing illegal that I'm doing." Um, and the women came over once they found out what it was. They threatened to tell, get I guess Vanessa kicked out or whatever of the country club for what she doing for the escort service. And Vanessa burst that bubble. She said, "Well, first of all, you can't get me kicked out," because she was like, a lot of the people that are a part of the country club actually use that escort service, so you'll be wasting your time. I said, yeah, I'm not surprised by that, because a lot of politicians, a lot of people who sit on boards, a lot of them get their freak on behind closed doors. A lot of them do. Just saying. So Vanessa knew the tea. She was like, "You ain't getting me kicked out of nothing." So Danny was just surprised. Like, Danny was just judging her up and down, and Vanessa was so over it. She got sick of people judging her. People like Danny, Nicole, she just so sick of them, telling her about herself and what she doing. And she broke it down. She was like, yeah, her and Doug was married for a long time. She at one point did love Doug, but their life was just so mundane together. She just felt like she wasn't seen by him. It was like they barely had sex. There was no excitement in their life. And I feel like towards the latter years of their marriage, when Doug did try to make things right, I think it was too late for that marriage. Because when you mentally check out of something, there's really no going back. Once you mentally check out the game, there's no going back. And I think Vanessa been mentally checked out of that marriage. I think at one point she genuinely loved Doug and was in love with Doug. But nope. As the years went on and the more boring their marriage got, the less she gave a damn. And I feel like she's living in her truth now. Now that Doug's gone, I think a part of her is feeling free. She could finally be who she really want to be. She don't got to put on, this pretend thing. You know what I'm saying? She ain't got to, put up a front. She could finally be who she is. And that's what she like about Joey. He brings a level of excitement to her life that she feels she's been missing for a long time. Plus, she feels like he treats her like an equal, like an adult, which is all fine and good. Let me tell you something. She got the right to live her life, but it was so funny because she called Danny non-judgmental, because she was like, "You're one of the most non-judgmental people I know," right after she got finished judging her. But at the end of the day, I get where Vanessa is coming from, but I also get where Danny and Nicole coming from. They trying to look out for her, but Vanessa's a big girl. At the end of the day, if she's telling you this is the lifestyle that she wants and Joey is who she wants, you got to fall back and let her have that. That's her business at the end of the day. I get they don't want to see her get hurt, but listen, you can't stop her from doing her. And she going to do what she want to do. So if she want to be a madam, let her be a madam. And she working it too. So anyway, moving on from that. So Martin's campaign manager is sitting over there. She at the house with Smitty or whatever. And she told Smitty to look at some of the, that mail. So Smitty going through the mail or whatever. One of them is a check from Joey to Martin. It's a contribution to his campaign. Smitty was not having it. Smitty was like, hell no. He stormed up out of there. Even the campaign manager don't like Joey. Because the name on the check was Joseph R. Armstrong. She said the R is for reprehensible. I like that little campaign manager. So Smitty, of course, made a beeline to Joey. introducing himself or whatever and let him know we don't need your check. And Joey was like, well, shit, I'm just making a contribution. That's all. And Smitty was like, nah, we don't need it. We don't, I know who you are, what you all about. And of course, Joey started getting in Smitty face like, oh, I'm dangerous then, since you know about me. I give Smitty credit. Smitty got balls. You know what I'm saying? To run up on Joey the way he did, like go up in his establishment and let him know we don't need your check and get up in his face like that. I say, yeah, it takes guts. Because when Martin came home and his campaign manager let him know what was going on, he knew exactly where Smitty was going. And of course, he rode to the rescue. And he as well let Joey know, like, listen, I don't need your check. I'm good. But Joey wants a congressman in his back pocket because he knows it's going to be good for him in the long run to have somebody like Martin in his pocket. But, Martin was letting Joey know, like, listen, we made a deal. He was like, his husband is not a part of that deal. I mean, your husband came, he came near, so it's not like Joey saw him out. But Joey let Martin know, like, listen, this deal that we got, this little partnership we got, it ain't done. He was like, it's forever. Martin should know that. Dealing with somebody like Joey, it ain't never going to be done until that person say it's done. Whatever business y'all have together, it ain't going to be done until Joey say so. Like, once Joey call you for one favor, it's not going to wipe whatever debt you have with him clear. It's not going to wipe it clean. You're going to do more. He going to have you do more. And I respect the fact that Smitty wants Martin's hands to stay clean, but when you're dealing with somebody like Joey, that's not always possible. Like, it's going to be some mess. So, Joey took the check or whatever. He kept the check and he was just laughing when he was looking at it. Cause I say, yeah, Joey about to be a thorn in their side. He about to be a huge pain in their ass. But it was cute though when Martin and Smitty got home and Smitty was turned on by it. He was like, okay, he was turned on by Martin, coming to his rescue and stuff. He loved it. They all smooching and making out. I said, well, damn, that's all it takes to get you aroused. So, okay. But they're going to have a rude awakening dealing with Joey because he ain't letting this go. So anyway, moving on from that. So, Derek. I'm so over Derek and Ashley. I've been over them. I've been over them since February. I'm so through. Derek was having a tense moment with Andre because he dropped his keys or whatever. Andre picked him up or whatever, and they started talking about Ashley and whatnot. Derek started getting tense about the situation. I'm like, Derek, let it go. Just let it go. And of course, Ashley popped up and he started asking Ashley all types of questions about her and Andre. He was like, when did you go to Andre and ask him if y'all could be a couple or whatever? And she admitted, she was like, oh, it was the night that, me and you broke up. That's foul. And then he started asking her for details about it. I'm like, why do Derek keep torturing himself? Like, why keep asking her questions about her and Andre? You just torturing yourself at this point. Like, he really need to leave that girl alone. And of course, Ashley wants to deflect and talk about how he manipulated her. You could sit there and say he manipulated and lied to you or you want to, but at the end of the day, Ashley needs to admit that she gaslighted that man. And even her deflecting, talking about you manipulated me, that's more gaslighting. It's more gaslighting. I'm like, Derek, leave that girl alone. She don't want you. She done told you in so many ways she don't want you. She showed you and told you. Why do you keep trying to get explanations out of her for what? And Shanice was in the background being nosy as hell. Shanice is me, because I would have been sitting there too, just listening. So Derek, of course, walk off in a huff, and Ashley asking Shanice if she's a hateful person or whatever. I'm like, I wouldn't say you're hateful. It's just you a liar. But Shanice let her know too that the girl that Derek worked with made moves on Derek or whatever, and Derek turned that girl down because he's still in love with Ashley. And Ashley told him something, oh, I wish I didn't know that. Y'all both need to move on. Derek need to move on from Ashley. Like, in all seriousness, he need to finally just put a nail in that coffin when it comes to that little relationship. She don't want you, let it go. Like, let her go move on with your life, get her out your system and go start dating. So anyway, moving on from that. Andre went to go see Ted or whatever, telling him about the whole Ashley situation because he was wondering why would Ashley come to him trying to rekindle things or whatever, knowing that he's with Danny. I'm like, you know damn well why. You know why. So when he bumped into Ashley again at the nurse's station or whatever, they got to talking and whatnot. She was sitting there talking about her conversation with Derek wasn't an easy conversation and whatnot. And when Andre left, she was ready to cry or whatever. I'm like, girl, you need to move on with your life too and leave Andre alone. That man's married. Because even Andre was like, he unexpectedly fell in love with Danny and he felt like their relationship just works. Like he's really into this marriage with her. And I'm glad. Good for him. Like Ashley is a non-starter. Like that's a hell to the no. They all need to move on. Derek need to go ahead and get with that girl that worked with him because she obviously hot to trot. So you might as well go ahead and date her. Ashley, she need to go on and just be single. Figure out what the hell she want out of life. But anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comments. Let me know what you all thought. And I will see you all later. Peace.